What is going on? I'm zmoT. This is March the 11th in the archipelago, March the 10th in the real world, March the 10th, I just said in actual words. Anyways, we're going to do Dr. T of the volcanic variety. The question of the day today is, how many syllables is W? People are telling me that it's 3, and I just can't wrap my head around it. The old chin test, I don't know if you guys know the chin test or not, where you put your hand underneath your chin like you're in grade 3 or whatever the heck that is, tells me it's 1 or 2 at the most. I just can't get 3. But I guess if you say W, and this is the things that we discuss on our Discord server. By the way, if you do not have Discord yet, you should have it, because there's an official boombeach Discord. I also have my own boombeach related Discord, I suppose you could say. A little bit more off topic, a little bit more adult friendly, more little bit different. Anyways, run by me, not run by Supercell, so bit more fun to be had, I suppose you could say. That's for anyone who's in our task force. If you're not in our task force, you should join one. Do check the comments and description and all that sort of fun stuff down below. We've currently got the Kirk question of the day going on the Discord as well. The question of the day today on the Discord is, if you could be famous for anything, what would you be famous for and why? And my answer to that was, I don't really want to be famous, but if I am, I would hope that it would be for something useful, like changing the world or making something better or good. That's just me. I mean, if I wanted to be rich, it might be different or something, but yeah, so one of the added perks of being in our task force group, you get the general topic of the day from Mr. Kirk. Very, very exciting, of course. Otherwise, not a lot going on in the world. I'm willing to bet none of you expected me to open the video like that. What I'm doing right now is I am pushing to get Dr. T done as fast as I can, because our task force is a little bit low on intel today. For whatever reason, I'm not entirely sure, but I am definitely a slacker when it comes to intel. You can always tell how much intel someone brings in based on their victory points. Someone who joins your task force as a max level 68 with 300 VP is not going to bring in a lot of intel. Someone, on the other hand, who joins at 1200, definitely going to be an intel beast, unless, of course, they just finished the push and now they're stopping playing or something like that. There's obviously exceptions to every single rule in the history of the rules, except for Rule 34, of course. That one has 0 exceptions. Carrying right along, speaking of adult-based jokes/themes that are allowed on the Discords, let's go. Carrying on with Dr. T Stage 3. We are 8 intel short, and I just promised the task force I would get 7 intel from Dr. T, which is basically guaranteed not to happen. I have seen it happen. I've also seen 5 crystals from Dr. T Stage 7, though. So let's see what we're at as far as intel numbers. We are at 1 out of 3. Not super duper awesome. Assuming we get the chance to start the operation, I'm going to do an operation attack, and I'm going to set up some operation notes. I am of the belief that operation notes are fairly darn important, and even if your task force is full of beasts that don't need notes, it's kind of nice to put notes, because then it gets at least one person's input into it. And if the person who's going to attack reads it and says that is a terribly stupid idea, at least it's going to spark some conversation potentially. In our task force group, we have a general rule where players are expected to follow notes unless they don't want to. And if they don't want to, all it takes is chatting. I mean, sure, some of us have seen these maps and have general ideas of how to do things, but that doesn't mean that players can't be creative and try different things. It's just a matter of throwing it out there and getting some sort of feedback from someone. It doesn't have to be from officers or co-leaders or leaders or anything like that. We just hope that someone's going to say, hey, I've got another idea. Is that cool? And that's about all you can ask for. I generally think that the average player who's going to come up with a different idea, that's a brilliant idea. I'm all for it. Let's try something stupid. Let's see if it'll work. But it all depends, obviously, if the operation has 1 hit left and you want to do something stupid. Probably not the best time to do it. Got some intel. Awesome sauce. I wonder if the operations actually started. I'll go back and check in just a minute. First, we're going to drop some troops right into here. Probably should have thrown another smoke, so we're going to throw that a little bit later. We've lost the delay with the machine gun and with that shock launcher, but do we really care? No, we definitely don't. So one of the questions that came up on my comments the other day was, is the delay per defense or is it for the entire base? And it is 100% per defense. So that's just because the machine gun at shore saw us doesn't mean that the rest of the defenses have seen us. Seen English is a difficult language to speak, as you can tell by the fact that I don't know how many syllables are in W. Apparently English, that's the only letter in the English language that has more than one syllable. A, B, C, D, W. I can see 2. I just can't get 3. Maybe I've been too far out of English 7 or whatever. And honestly, I've talked about syllables too many times in this stream already. Let's see if the operation has started. Not quite yet. Are we there yet? 5 short. I have got... I guess that means I've gotten 3. Nope. 1, 2, someone else got 1. Okay, come on. We're going to need 5 intel from stages 6 and 7. Otherwise, this video is going to be a little bit wonky. Should probably check. Oh, I forgot. Okay, wrong button. I really do wish there was a button that allowed you to go back to scouting mode. That seems like, I mean, right now we can click on things. We can see they're all level 23 mines that would ruin our life. But once you throw a barrage, you can't go back and scout anything. And maybe you can. If you guys have a suggestion of how that can be done, maybe by clicking on the hero. Nope, can't do that. It's worth a shot. But that is one feature that I would really like, potentially. Like a scout button. It would have to be somewhere far away from the normal buttons, though, because it would really suck if you were to click the scout button when you're trying to throw shocks, and then you'd be just sitting there going like, what just happened? We had an operation somewhat recently where the person threw, what did they throw? They threw medkits instead of shocks, which did not go terribly well, as you probably could have guessed. Those back flamethrowers are just burning our rear ends, but... medkits are a magical thing. I believe we threw 2 of them. I think it goes 6 and then 9 and then 12 for costs. Getting the crystals, doing stage 6 and stage 7 is basically required. You have to push to get those down. Super critical. Those extra crystals are free powder right there. Of course, we did not get intel though. And I've already got my supply chest, so I can't get intel there. Let's just jump right into stage 7 with no scouting whatsoever, except for the scouting we can do right here. Mine level 23, 23, 23. This is just a wasteland and a level 7 shock mine. Just bad idea to go into there. I think that's the only way we can actually get anywhere near any sort of kill zone, though. Is there a mine hitting there? No. This is going to be a very difficult stage for me to do on HQ18. We're going to try one time and then we'll go back and see if the operation has started, and if it has, great, and if not, I'm just going to call it. I can't bring myself to attack 46 times. But you know what? I just want to see here. We're going to go boom, 2 smokes, and then a smoke there. We're going to be smoking all the way back into here, which means we're going to have a total of 3 shocks. We're going to go 1. We're going to have to shock on top of our zookas, which isn't going to be super awesome. So this whole strategy is just not going to work at all. Like, is there anywhere? I guess we could go right to here. That way we can shock around our troops. That is more likely to work. We're going to get also out of the range of those machine guns. So we're going to change things up. We're going to go into different spot. Hopefully this is going to work. We're just going to go. Should not need to clear quite so many mines. I think 1 barrage should get all of them as long as our gunboat captain is cooperating. Boom. That is absolutely beautiful. Now we just need to get there. And to get there is going to be still difficult. I don't necessarily recommend trying to do this HQ18 unboosted, but we're going to give it a shot just for the science of it all. Now, there is our flare right into there. We're going to go directly between those cannons, hoping to force our Zookas to walk in a beautiful, beautiful path. Whether that's going to happen or not, I don't know. I'm kind of afraid they're going to go up north by those mines right there and just get absolutely obliterated. But on the plus side, I think we've got a chance. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and medkits right on top. So that, if I wouldn't have shocked a little bit later and cleared that one mine, it would have worked. But still, we've got a shot. Oh, wow. Stage 7. Down in one somewhat messy, somewhat sexy attack. I'm pretty happy with that. Just shows doing that initial scout, and we get the intel too. Like, just so absolutely perfect. I'm going to call it. I know I said I was going to... Actually, you know what? We'll just check and see if we've got enough intel to start. We are still 3 short, so I'm going to call it. We'll come back on another video and talk about notes and show the actual note process if you're interested. If not, let me know as well. We've got 1 space available in Junior 9. I'm actually going to share that attack in the task force chat because it was fairly fun. And honestly, once people get in the task force, I find that they end up watching my videos less, which is super totally acceptable. Whether you get the strategies in our task force or on YouTube, both of them totally acceptable and fun. Anyways, that's all for me today. Hopefully this helped you take that down, because I know myself, I did not see that little flare spot on my first glance. Anyways, join the task force, join Discord. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment on the YouTube or Twitter or whatever floats your boat. And I shall talk to you soon. I'm zmoT. Thanks for coming in. Peace and W.